This is Nick Nilsson, Mad Scientist of Muscle, and what I've got for you today here is a fantastic new setup for doing chin-ups. Now, to do this one, you need a little bit of extra equipment than you normally would. You need a power rack, and you need 2 Olympic bars. This is important because you're actually going to be gripping onto the fat end of the bars on the high end, basically to do the chin-ups. And this can be done facing out, or it can be done facing in. Basically, it's going to change out how it hits the lats and how it hits the arms, depending on which way you're facing. So what I've got here is, like I said, 2 bars. This setting is about 18 inches lower on that end than it is on this end. You want a bit of an angle, but it doesn't need to be too steep. Like this, I'd say is probably about 20 degrees maybe. Now, I've got a couple of 25-pound plates on here. You want to stick to fairly small plates because you don't want big plates to push these ends apart. Basically, what we're doing is anchoring these ends of the bars. So these aren't going anywhere. There's not enough body weight of mine. I'm 205, and 225 is on here is plenty to counterbalance, and they're not going to hop up, which is a whole other exercise. Although they're awesome exercise, I might add. So what we got here is the slope. We've got the counterbalance, and then we're going to be gripping on here. Now the beauty of this is your head is in between these 2 bars, so your head's not getting in the way, your body's not getting in the way. You can basically pull up all the way until the bars touch your shoulders. So if you're facing out, you get more of a stretch on the lats, and you get more of a stronger effect on the brachialis. When you're facing in, it's more of a almost like a sternum pull-up. So you can switch back and forth between these 2. Both are excellent, and both are really going to trash your grip, because not only are you holding your body weight, but you're gripping onto the big fat end of the bar and these bar ends. Because you're not stopping the rolling, your grip on the bar has to stop the rolling. So you combine all of these things into one exercise, and you got a fantastic overall chin-up arm grip exercise. So here's what that looks like. So I'll go facing inwards first. As you can see, these bars aren't moving, and then pull up. And the angle of the bar, because it's like this, it tends to tip your body backwards like so. So it becomes almost, like I said, a sternum chin-up almost into a row. So switch around, do the other way, and this one's actually harder. Let the fun begin. When you're doing these, grip right at the end of the bar, because your head is going to be right near to this rail. So you want to keep basically your head away from the bar as much as you possibly can on the rail. And then come down. Now, ordinarily I do a lot more. My grip is kind of shot from doing a bunch of stuff like this already, but that's the gist of the exercise. Angled bars, gripping on the fat end, facing inwards for sternum, facing outwards for more of a lat exercise. This one's phenomenal. I'm going to be using this a lot from now on. I really like this setup. And those angles on the bar, fat grips on the end, it's gold. Alright, so quick side note in terms of setup, 2 quick side notes. When you're setting these top ends on the rail, you want them to be hooked, the collars here hooked over the rail so that they're catching on there, so they're not sliding down. That's important because you don't want this fat end of the bar to be over here, the bars will slide down. You want this collar right here, where the plates butt up to be hooked on the end of the bar. For getting plates on and off on the other side, the simplest way to do it is if you have a rack like this that slides up and down the rails, then just bring that to level, take the plates on and off like normal. If you don't have a rack rail that slides up and down like this, you want to make sure when you're taking the plates off, hold the plates with one hand, take the collar off, and then take the plate off. You don't want that to be unattended and sliding off. Very, very important when you're loading and unloading plates from the counterbalancing into the bars.